Joining me right now is local poet Zora Hurst from North Liberty. She's a member of the project, and today you heard her write and perform an amazing piece of work. Zora, thanks for joining me on Frame. Tell us about this particular poem. It's entitled That Thing I Wrote for You.
That thing I wrote for you. There's a terrible nervousness in writing for someone. Is my penmanship neat? Is my message clear? Am I crazy? My pen forgets the easiness of being around you. Words are halting, hesitant, shy. I'd love to recite words of elegance and sophistication, strings of sound like pearls, resting on your collarbones. But the clasp breaks when you are near. Phrases bounce and roll beneath the desk, only to be stepped on after you've gone, leaving the taste of Earl Grey on my tongue. You are wonderful, and I'm merely writing. Language is a tricky thing, like lace or darning socks. Words of cream and caramel are delicious to hear, to say, so I add a sprig of mint, add some honey. Quasiment mon cœur a dit. Inspiration is a light-footed doe, ever present and lovely until you chase her. Cocoa for two, 3 mittens, I lose mine constantly, 1 overly long scarf. Sharing your heart with someone isn't like splitting dessert. I'm not sweet pastry or almond paste. You are reading, and I am merely waiting. Well, I did start out writing it for someone, and then it kind of grew into a life of its own. So, I don't know, I think it captures that, I'm not sure how I feel about this, but I know how I feel about you, I guess. Kind of feeling that, I don't know. It's hard to put words to it.
It is hard to put words to it because I was trying to describe to you my emotional reaction to your work, and I feel like your words just, they dance and they float on the air and they're captivating. I'm not quite sure where I'm going, but I know I want to go with you wherever you're going to take me. How long have you been writing poetry in particular?
When I was pretty young, my mom read to me a lot when I was younger, so it seemed kind of normal that if I like how that sounds, I can make something that sounds cool like that too, so.
That's really powerful. I was read to a lot as a child, and I think that opened up the world for me through books and through the language arts. What are your goals with your writing?
I don't have anything fancy. I just know I will keep writing. I mean, it's not an option to just stop at this point. So.
Is it a career choice that you would like to make?
I don't know. I wouldn't say no, but I like doing a lot of things, so.
So it's just something that you will do, and as time evolves, you have plenty of time to decide if you want to continue to be a published poet or how you want to use it. I think the world truly is your oyster.
Thank you.
If you can communicate, you really have every opportunity in the world to do whatever you'd like. How long have you been a part of the Iowa Youth Writing Project?
Well, they started a project last fall and winter called Poemics, which is like a marriage of poetry and comics. And since I do draw a lot, I was involved in that program. And Dora has just been really helpful and kept me up to date on like what their projects are, and so she invited me to this.
Oh, that's really outstanding. She's doing phenomenal work in the community. How often do you get together? Is that monthly or quarterly?
We don't see each other that often, but we do email quite a bit. So.
Got it.
Yeah.
And how do you like working with other poets?
It's hard to put words to it. It's like it's not just a physical experience of like, oh, so you write. It's like we are all like sharing something of ourselves, so it's deeper than just meeting new people for the first time, because when you've read them, you feel like you do know them.
Sure.
And you do.
Well, it's so personal.
Yeah.
What did you learn from Amber and Bo?
Like where do I start? Just don't psych yourself out. Like, you've already written this, you've already got this inside you, so just let that come out.
Great advice in life. Any other parting words for any other poets out there who may not have the courage that you do?
Keep writing. I don't know, get involved. If you are nervous about that, you can always talk to some of your English teachers. They're always helpful in being able to see talent and just be that support that you need.
Absolutely. And there's a broader network too.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Thanks so much for being on Frame and
having me.
sharing your experience. You're welcome.
Frame is sponsored by Allegra, Click Marketing Solutions, Style Folio Jewelry,